Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl, Princess Leah 888, and this is your daily divine messages from Spirit, our weekend wisdom for the weekend of May 22nd. Happy Gemini season, y'all. We get to change this crystal onto our Virgo calendar. Happy birthday to my baby niece, Miss Kaylani. And it's just such a beautiful, beautiful day, isn't it? Now, it's interesting because the little things today, and you may notice it this yourself, you're in a good mood, but you notice that there are little things around you that are trying to kind of grab that energy. Um, I had such a great morning waking up. I was watching these posts that were making me laugh and smile, and I had a great night last night taking a dance class, and just had got to pour into me, right? Do some things that poured into me. Took a bath beforehand, and then this morning I'm making my morning shake, and I accidentally swipe my blender, and luckily I had already poured most of it in the cup, but the remaining of it like just completely splatted across my kitchen floor. And you know, I tried not to overreact. I tried to just be like, whatever. Now I just have to clean. But I found myself kind of rushing. I got it all over my legs, my clothes. I had to like wash. If you can hear the background, then my washing machine is going because it got on my kitchen rug. And so I'm trying to do my best to be like, I'm not gonna let this get to me. It's just some shake. It's okay. But I forgot to drink my shake and all that stuff. So because I was kind of trying to rush to hurry up and do this, right? All right, and because I really wanted to get to my daily divine. And as I was trying to press play, it's like your ankle is not rotated correctly, so you have to rotate whatever it was. But it wouldn't let me start until I pressed some buttons. And I'm just like, all right, we're not gonna let it get to us, right? Not today, Satan. Not today. It's Friday. It's summer break for many of us, or at least our children. And the pools are gonna be opening soon. There's just we can't we there's so much that we can be grateful for this week. If you listen to my Daily Divine weekly wisdom on Monday, was so spot on around so much anxiety coming up when you are feeling so much love and excitement and gratitude. And, you know, you can call it the devil or the ego or whatever. And spiritually speaking, kind of in a woo woo way, yes. And then also there's that scientific, factual reminder too that this is the law of physics. Okay. This is simply the law of physics. Every action will have a equal and opposite reaction. So if you are feeling love, if you're feeling excitement, if you're feeling joy, if you're feeling happy, there is going to be an equal and opposite reaction, which means you're going to find someone or things or experiences that are going to be equally as exciting and joyous and blissful and loving and passionate. And then you're also going to come across the opposite of reaction. And that's where the anxiety and the fear and the doubt and all of these, uh, spiraling thinking can come in. And that's where the spiritual hygiene is so important to know when you need to take time to yourself, to know when you need to journal, to know when you need to fill up your cup, to know to have that spiritual self-awareness of, okay, I am leeching onto this person's validation too much and I'm losing my own inner measurement of validation, right? I'm seeking significance from my significant other, and I'm forgetting how to pour back into my cup. And so I'm, whether it's a significant other, whether it's a significant job, whether it's, a significant house or place or thing, when we forget that our significance is not measured by these external circumstances, these external people, these external um, places and things and bank accounts and, how perfect things are or smoothly things are going, right? We forget that our true nature and essence is one with source, gracious, omnipresent, divine. And that is what pinches us off. That is what gets us out of alignment. And that's where that opposing energy, reactivity comes in. And that's where it can pull us into that lower frequency easier because we're trying to, yeah, you get what I'm saying. So, this is something that I am understanding more so every day, something that I'm constantly practicing every day to allow myself the grace and the permission to be at peace, regardless of what is happening around me, regardless of what someone else is doing, regardless of what other people think. And that is helping me little by little every day to stay more grounded in my true authentic self. Now, that does not mean that I won't have days of doubt or insecurities or when the opposing reactions want to come up, because the more expanded my heart becomes in love, in my true authentic self, in my highest soul potential, the more I start to fall in love with life, with me, with myself, with my beloveds, with my, soul, the more there is going to be that equal and opposite energy, right? And that is the work. It's not a regression. Like we were saying on Mondays, it's not a regression. It is a It is a it's what's the word that's trying to come through? It's a reflection of how much you are expanding. Okay? That's why when the more you open up and become vulnerable with people, the more you start to fall in love, the scarier it gets, right? The higher the stakes feel, right? The higher the fall. And the practice is allowing yourself to remain in love and to hold space in that capacity as your capacity is continuing to expand, to not go back to familiar, traumatizing, fearful patterns, sabotaging patterns, but to allow yourself to be in the space that are both exciting, thrilling, amazing, and scary and uncomfortable and unfamiliar and new, because this is the nervous system regulating itself to a new frequency. And it takes a while to get into that new familiar territory and and let your trauma brain, your broken heart, the fearful, disempowering thoughts and false agreements shift into trust, into safety, into security. And this week was a lot of purging, right? It's not regression, it's release. Thank you, Spirit. That was the message. You are not regressing, you are releasing. And that means the emotions will come up because they are coming out to be purged, to be released, right? Our body has to release waste from it when all of the nutrients is used up in your body, right? You can't hold your pee in. You can't hold your poop in. You have to let it release. If your stomach is sick, your stomach has a bug, it will most likely either come up out of one end or another, right? You have to let it out. And that's the same thing as you are purging and releasing these old, toxic, unhealthy habits, patterns, mindsets, mentalities of lack, of scarcity, of of doubt and fear and guilt and shame and unworthiness and poverty. All of this we're shifting out of. But this is what our mind has known. This is what our soul DNA has, not our soul DNA, but our human DNA, our brain has been conditioned to for not even our own lifetime, but generations of fear, lack, doubt, poverty, scarcity, shame, guilt. And now we're tapping back into taking back our power, taking back our authenticity, taking back our love and our joy and our pleasure and our passions and our sensualities and our sexualities and our personalities unapologetically and unafraid. But give yourself grace because it doesn't all come at once. All that confidence ain't going to come at once. Let it trickle and give yourself space and grace to do so. And that is a message for me as well. This is a reminder as I continue. That's what I have learned. That's what I've been learning. And that's what this week has been the biggest lesson and teacher for me. So maybe it has been for you as well. And that's why I'm sharing it. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Sometimes I just jump right in and start chatting. As an intuitive artist and channel, my mission here is to do my part to heal the heart of the divine masculine and the sacred feminine through conscious love. And it's a beautiful thing. If you are a returning family or friend, welcome back, beloved. Thank you so much for your support. I always appreciate your being here. And if you haven't already done so, hit that like button on your way in or out. If you're not already part of my Vibe Tribe and you would like, do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can know whenever I do go live. So we're going to hop in so we can get into what energy this weekend Spirit wants for us to be guided through. We're going to start with our heart chakra sound bowl so we can tap into the frequencies of the heart space. And then we're going to confirm any of these messages with the Akashic Star Child Tarot, the Moonology, Beyond Lemuria, and the Four Agreements. All right. You can place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. I'm hearing Slow Down and I'm hearing the song by Bobby Valentino. Some of y'all, I know my collective might know this. But that song, Bobby Valentino, Slow Down. I just want to get to know ya, but don't turn around, 'cause that pretty little thing looks good to me. Slow down, never seen everything so lovely. So turn around and bless me with your beauty, cutie. And The main thing I'm hearing from that is slow down. I just want to get to know you. Maybe that is the biggest, maybe that is the biggest thing. And I just heard a little voice say out, I think it was outside, hi. I think it might have been my little neighbors. They like to say hi to people that come through, walk by. And I think that's so sweet. And so it kind of takes me back to that message. Everything I channel is a message in and of itself when once I go live here. And so hearing that sweet, innocent little voice say, hi, as I'm hearing, slow down. I just want to get to know you. It's like there's a part of our inner child that's is wanting to, it's like almost telling our inner parent, our inner adult, slow down, mama. Like, let's get to know each other. Let's get to know this life. Get to know yourself. Get to know your beloved. And I'm also hearing that for relationships. If you're in a new relationship, if you're getting to know someone, if you're dating, if you've been together for several months, you're still getting to know each other. And slow down. What's the rush? As an Aries, your girl over here, it is very, very much a habit to want to hurry up and get there, right? And I had to tell myself literally yesterday, baby girl, Rome was not built in a day. And no, it should not have been built yesterday. You can hear the thuds in my washing machine, probably because I had to wash my rug, so it's really bulky. But like that thud even is like, yes, confirmation, like slow down. You don't have to go so hard, you don't have to go so fast, because what you might end up doing is making a bunch of ruckus because of you trying to fit into a cycle too bulky. Slow down. Get to know your beloved. Get to know this relationship. Get to know what you're building brick by brick. It doesn't have to be built in a day. And it doesn't have to be built yesterday. You don't have to rush down the altar. You don't have to hurry up and make babies. You don't have to hurry up and buy a home. Like, you guys just got here, right? We just got here. And it's okay if you're getting to know each other. It's okay if this person maybe is teaching you some new things and you're teaching them some new things. And because it's okay if they're not, exactly like you and you have everything in common and you do the same thing at exactly the same way. Because if that were the case, it wouldn't be a relationship, it would be you dating yourself. And there's no growth in that. There's no expansion without diversity. You have to allow yourself. And I'm hearing this for people who are not just in a relationship, but are wanting to expand their portfolio, wanting to expand their, friend group. I heard church group, their career, wanting to see life in a bigger, fuller way. But being afraid to walk into new territory, being afraid of seeing things that you are not familiar with seeing, being afraid of showing parts of you that you have never shown before, and being seen in a way that you've never been seen before. And being accepted and accepting others and seeing the beauty in the differences. That's the problem we have here as a collective in this country and world, is that we fail to see the beauty in our differences. And we're learning more so than we have over, decades ago. centuries ago, but we still have room to grow, especially when it comes to your family, your relationship, your soul mates, your love, romantic. Like, we're taught there's still this single minded, narrow minded teaching that you have to date someone who fits exactly this blueprint of boxes that you have. And if they don't check off every single one box, then they gotta go. It's a red flag, because you deserve to have someone who is exactly what you want. And I'm not saying that's not true. I'm not saying you know that you have to go and settle for someone you don't like. But there's a difference in settling and surrendering. Because that has been the key. That has been the message for me that I heard from spirit. I shared it with my therapist yesterday, and it hits. There is a difference between settling and surrendering, beloved. When you settle, you are saying, I'm not worthy of what I want. When you surrender, you release the need to grip and control and hold so tightly to this idea, this narrow minded idea of what you think you need, and allow God, Source, Jah, Allah, however you want to call it, to guide you where you are meant to be, to whom you're meant to be with. And once you let go, once you surrender, all perfectness will fall into place, because that is what you are, is perfect. It doesn't mean flawless. It doesn't mean your partner's going to have no issues or challenges or things that they're working on. We're human, but that doesn't make us any less perfect than how the gracious, omnipresent divine has created us to be. And when we surrender to this and allow ourselves the permission to love, even if it's not exactly what we slash our ego thinks it has to be in order to be approved by X, Y, and Z, that's when we truly can live and love fully, freely, and deeply. That's when we finally get to step into our true, authentic bliss. That's when we get to find everyone and everything that is truly meant for us. And don't second guess it, and don't hurry up and try to hurry up and control it once it comes in. Slow down, baby girl. Just get to know. Just get to know you. Get to know yourself. Get to know them. Get to know what you're building. Get to know what you're creating. Get to know what you're unfolding. That's the whole basis of this journey. It's not about getting there to a destination. It's about enjoying the road to conscious love. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. I appreciate that message. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Going from Taurus season to Gemini season is always interesting, because Taurus is that grounded, slow moving, detail oriented, needing, want and wanting quality. No matter how long it takes, quality, right? But then Taurus comes right after Aries, which is the hare, right? The quick pace, hurry up and get there, hurry up and wait, right? And then you get to Gemini, and that's the twins, the dualities, right? The mind, the mental, hasteful movement. And that's probably why Your mind might be racing. Maybe that's why you might feel like you're spiraling. Maybe that's why we had to get beyond our mind this week. Because the dualities are coming in, the dualities that we just talked about at the beginning of the law of physics, the equal and opposite reactions, the duality of the feminine, masculine, yin, yang, light shadows are coming in to be not haunt us, but to be released, to be transmuted, to be integrated. The sun here in reverse. Yes. Don't cut yourself off from the light, from the bliss, from the joy. Let what needs to be cleared away, cut away. Let God cut off what needs to cut off. Let divine cut out what needs to be cut out. But don't you cut off. I heard, don't you dare cut yourself off to your joy and bliss. Look at this, 9 of crystals. This weekend is about filling up your cup. It's about fulfilling your life, fulfilling. But I'm also hearing you can fill up your cup so much, but if you have a hole at the bottom, it don't matter. And if someone else can pour into you, gracious, omnipresent, divine can pour into you, you can pour into you. But if there's still that little leak at the bottom, leaky energy, right? Then it's going to quickly drain. So you can keep filling it up, or you can work on patching up that leak, right? That's the work of healing your shadow wounds, of healing your inner child. That's the work of going to seek help and counsel and therapy. That's the work on coming back into alignment with your true authentic self. And as you do so, the Ace of Swords will clear and cut everything, cut all the ties that you need, cut out all the extra fat, all the bullshit that does not need to be in your life anymore. I'm hearing divine intervention, okay? Things that need to come in will come in somehow. If it's meant to be, it will come in and it will find you. If it's not meant to be, it will be released, and no matter what, no matter how hard you try to hold on to it. So slow down and let yourself just get to know where you're at and enjoy. Well, look at that. Work through your fears. That's why Ace of Swords is here to help you, to protect you. You have the wings of Isis here on the side to protect you through the battle of your fears, your false expectations, false energy, false evidence, false emotions, false egos appearing real. Work through them because your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus, the groundedness. Listen back to Taurus energy from Taurus season. What did you learn of appreciating quality? What did you learn about what your values are? What did you learn about how worthy you are of your fulfillment, of a fulfilled, satisfied, loving, amazing, abundant life? Work through those fears so that you can create your dreams, so that your dreams can come into fruition, but they need a practical plan and they need you to work through your fears. And that means adjustments are going to be required as well. Adjustments of balancing spirituality and practicality. Why? Because your commitment is being tested. That's why Ace of Swords is here to cut all ties. Commitment means to cut all ties from any other opposing temptation that can lure you away from your goals, your dreams. But luck is on your side. Luck is on your side for a personal issue to reach resolution. I'm going to stop right there with the moonology here. Balance your spirituality and practicality as you are creating your practical plan, as you are working through your fears. If you need a Epsom salt shower or bath, or if you need to go walk in nature, if you need to journal, if you need to get, therapy, if balance the spirituality and the practicality, balance your chakras so you can balance your energy, balance your checkbook so you can balance your financial anxiety, balance your work load with your personal life so that you can truly enjoy all that you are building and into. You're going through a transformation. This is a time where you are transforming yourself. And if you feel like you need a hug, give yourself a hug. I know that sounds cheesy, but Izzy Ivy says when she painted this picture, she was in need of a hug, so she painted one. This is the transformation sometimes of our own self-fulfillment, our own. So I want to say that transformation is underneath that. Look at that. I knew that was going to come through. Transformation, confirmation, transformation with the Akashic records. What is happening? You are awakening to your soul's wisdom, and that is transforming you into your highest, truest, authentic self. It is bringing you fulfillment within yourself. And it's bringing you back home to yourself, to your true, authentic soul source. Look, and then, of course, our ancient future, which is an equivalent to the high priestess, as well as that Akashic records energy. You're awakening to your soul wisdom. You're transforming back to your perfect, true, whole self. Remembering our ancient future, remembering your soul purpose and mission and your perfect self. And that is what's going to bring you back and create a future of your soul's wisdom, your soul memory. Yeah, love that. With the Pisces, telepathically speaking, you don't even need to speak words sometimes, especially to those who you are on a soul journey with. Those who you have a soul tie with, y'all can speak to each other telepathically in the 5D. When you're communicating in your mind, when you're thinking about conversations you're having with them, that is you speaking to them and their soul telepathically. Don't ever dismiss that. So, whatever you do, however you're speaking, speak with integrity. Be impeccable with your word, the first agreement. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. I really love this card. And there's so much blues and purple showing up, a little bit of green. That is that heart space, that even some indigo, third eye, that's your throat chakra, your crown chakra, all of that feminine energy of your higher frequencies of chakras. Speaking your truth, expressing with integrity, not speaking poorly about yourself, not self defecating your, or That's not the I don't know if that's the right word, but that's the word that comes through, so it might not be though. I don't think it is though. But the self, just uh, devaluing, diminishing. All of that is just that's what keeps you out of alignment with your heart, with your North Star, with your truth. That's what keeps you out of alignment with yourself, with your satisfaction, with your fulfillment. These are the adjustments that are required. These is what you need to work through is how you are speaking to yourself and about others, because how you speak about others is also how you are internally speaking about yourself, whether you know it or not. And that's some truth. That is a deep, real truth that is very humbling to have to recognize and admit. So, another, be impeccable with your word. Enjoy heaven on earth. It is possible. It is possible to enjoy heaven on earth. Impeccability of the word can lead you to personal freedom, success, and abundance. You can attain the kingdom of heaven from this one agreement to be impeccable with your word, to speak with integrity, to only say what you mean, to avoid using the word to speak against yourself or others. That's where you're transforming. And that's where the Ace of Swords is in here too, to help clear out words that are against you because the swords are of the mind. So even divine, even source, even God, Jah, Allah, however you want to call it, it's all the same life force energy is all is helping you, is helping us adjust our vocabulary, our internal vocabulary, our thoughts of are we good enough, of is there enough, helping cut out the habits of speaking against ourselves of and lack and scarcity and poverty and shame or guilt or others doing the same, resentment, blame. So, I hope this helps. This is a beautiful message for this weekend. And if it does really help you, the best way to make a practical plan and to adjust and to work through your fears, like I've said, the best way to transform through all of this is to journal it out, is to talk it out, is to seek counsel and therapy and help and to trusted people who have your best interests at heart, people who don't have as much of an emotional tie to what you're saying or feeling or doing, people who have the professional skill set to help you work through traumas and fears and you know um, things that have happened in your life that maybe some people who have not been trained to do that can't help you through, no matter how much they want to or love you. They just don't simply have the tools. And seeking counsel, seeking help, seeking assistance, this gives you the tools that maybe you did not have. You can't pull from a tool bag things that you do not have to use, that you do not have, right? If you don't know how to show up in a healthier manner, if you don't know how to communicate in a loving way, if you don't know how to, then it's not your fault if you have not been taught. But now you have the ability to go and teach yourself these things, right? Just like this transformation card by Izzy Ivy. When she was in need of a hug, she drew herself one. She painted one. She gave one to herself. She she figured out how to find a way to give herself what she needed when she did not have it. And sometimes that means surrendering to the fact that you may need some additional help. And there is no shame or judgment in that, beloved. We are all here on this journey together, healing the heart of the divine masculine and the sacred feminine through conscious love. And that is a beautiful thing. So give yourself grace and give yourself permission to live fully, freely, and deeply, unapologetically, and unafraid in your true, authentic self. And I will see you in the next moon. If you haven't already done so, hit that like button if any of this resonates for you. Subscribe to my Vibe Tribe if you'd like, so you can always be with us whenever we go live. And until next time, my beautiful beloveds, you take care of yourself this weekend. Peace and love. Namaste. Bye.